Hi ladies and gentlemen, this is Grant Nelson again with the Mustache Off-Grid YouTube channel. In case you're new to the channel, I do one trick shot and then I cover an off-grid topic. There's my dog Bailey right there. He's a psycho and he'll probably try to block the shot. In front of the car in the truck is my basketball hoop right there. It's kind of hard to see because it's real far, because this is a far shot because it's a trick shot. So that's kind of the point of it. So I'm going to get into the trick shot here and then we'll get into the topic. Yes! Woo! 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 Got him!
Yes! Yay! 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 Got him!
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Grant Nelson again with the Mustache Off-Grid YouTube channel. Just wanted to give you a brief introduction. I hope you like the trick shot. Today's topic is going to be on raising pigeons. Just basic information on pigeons. And I think it's another great option for a cheap and easy, very low maintenance off-grid meat source. So I'll show you what I've done. As far as the pigeons go, they're very low maintenance homesteading animal. They lay eggs about every 4 weeks when they're not molting. You know, it slows down a little bit in the colder months, similar to a chicken, and they lay about 7 to 10 pairs of eggs a year. They mostly always lay in a pair of eggs. Takes about 21 days for the eggs to hatch from when they're laid. Both of them are laid to when they hatch. The squabs, if you have a 60% hatch rate, that's pretty good. All the eggs don't always hatch, so that's just one thing to know. So don't be discouraged if only 1 out of every 2 eggs hatch. I think it's good to put some straw on the bottom of the pigeon pen. You should probably clean your pigeon coop out about every month or 2 months because the poop piles up pretty quickly and you want to get the pathogens and make sure it's clean for the pigeons. I usually just pile it out here and let it break down. Pigeon manure is one of the best gardening manures, but it takes about 7 to 9 months to break down. I'd probably go on the more conservative side with 9 months. It's very acidic, and if you put it directly on your garden, it will possibly kill the seeds that you plant, so you don't want to do that. I like to give a little bird bath in that black tub there. You put about 1 inch of water in it. You have to clean that out about every day or two. It gets pretty dirty because they go in there and ruffle their feathers and clean themselves. If you use a black feed tub like that, you'll want to put a rock or something in there to prevent them from drowning or getting stuck, because sometimes they have trouble getting out of that, but that rock helps a lot. You want to clean their water out about every day or two. It gets really dirty, so they poop a lot. That's all I could say. So I mean, you'll want to make sure they have fresh water at all times. They eat about the same thing as chickens. You can feed them the layer pellets or the layer mash. If you're feeding that to your chickens, they can actually eat the same thing. So they're a really good combination poultry animal. If you're already raising chickens on your homestead, pigeons eat the same thing, and it gives you a little diversity. As far as it goes, they breed in pairs for life. So if you have a pair of pigeons that breeds, they'll breed in that pair for life. So I band mine. I put bands on their ankles so I know which ones are the originals when I'm hatching the squabs and stuff like that, so I don't break up the pairs of them if I'm eating a few. They're really good meat. They're a lot like a Cornish hen. They grow, you know, pretty large like that. They can get about 24 ounces full grown. Most people eat them a little smaller than that when they're still in the squab stage. I have a couple white ones and a couple gray ones, and they're really enjoyable, make a nice cooing noise. I like to watch them, and when they change their elevation, a lot of times it means there's a big weather change coming. It's kind of interesting. I usually feed them once on the ground and up elevated like this, because that way they're not all fighting in the same pan for feed, you know, when they have the feed in two different places. You'll want to make some nesting boxes like this so that they have an elevated place to have their young. I have about 12 or 13 in here. I wouldn't really want to have too many more than that in here. Truthfully, it's about the perfect size. This thing is about, I think it's about 5 foot by 9.5 foot or 9 foot. But you wouldn't want to have it too much smaller than that for about 12 birds, 12 or 13 birds, I would say. You want the coop to be well ventilated. It doesn't have to be quite as tight as a chicken coop, I'd say, as far as like windbreaks and such. But you definitely will want to have some light coming in. You want it to be aired out well. This has a wood floor and it's elevated off the ground, so that's another good reason to have that straw there to prevent some of the rot on the floorboards when you're cleaning it out. And it gives the pigeons some good nesting material for making their nest, putting that straw on the ground there. Like I said, it takes about 21 days for their eggs to hatch once they lay a pair, and it takes about, they lay a new batch about every 4 weeks. And a pair of pigeons can produce about 7 to 10 pairs of eggs a year. And if 50% of those hatch, you know, you can get quite a few meat birds from it. You can also sell them. There's a lot of different breeds of them. Some people also train them to deliver messages. And you can get certain breeds called tumblers that people train to go outside of the coop and go up in the air, and they basically do tricks and tumble. It's kind of interesting, and usually they'll return to their home roost if you let them be. You know, if you opened it up, they would probably return. I don't like to do that just in case one of them decides to leave, but yeah, I mean, a lot of people hand feed them, especially with a small flock like this. I haven't got into that yet, but I think eventually I will. It's kind of hard because Bailey really freaks out when I go in there and hand feed him, so I have to put him inside when I do it. You'll see in the next take how he acts when I go inside there, how he acts, because I cut it off and have to edit the video, but you'll see he goes crazy, and I don't like it, so I'm trying to train him to not do it, but it's hard, so not a big deal. I just have to put him inside if I go in there and hand feed him, and it's an extra step, so I haven't really done that much yet. But yeah, you want to keep the coop clean and dry. Straw's good on a wood floor. You want to have a bird bath, you want to have fresh water, and it's good to feed them in a couple spots, so that way they aren't all fighting over the feed. If you get too many in a small enclosure, they will kill each other. They peck the back of each other's heads, and they will kill each other. So you don't want to keep them too close together. You want them to have plenty of space per pair of pigeons. But yeah, those are just some basics on pigeons. As far as it goes, the pigeons actually produce a milk-like substance that they feed to their young, and the male and the female both produce it. An emperor penguin is one of the other animals that does that. There's only like 2 or 3 different animals that do that, where they produce like a milk-like substance and regurgitate it to feed the young. I can't remember all the different ones. I know that emperor penguins are one of the few that does, and then pigeons. But yeah, they're very smart birds. They become very friendly to you, and they're enjoyable to have. They make a nice cooing noise. You might even hear it a little bit in the video. But it's a good way to diversify your poultry on the farm, and just a really wonderful homestead animal. I really enjoy raising the pigeons, and once you start raising them, you know, they're low maintenance. All you got to do is feed, water them, and keep the coop clean. I think they actually brood the eggs a lot better than chickens too. They lay on the eggs a lot better and hatch the young a lot better than chickens do. Sometimes you'll get a Brody hen that will sit on eggs, but pigeons are more closer to their wild ancestors, and I think they do a lot better job than chickens do because they've been domesticated a lot more for meat production and things like that over the years, and just for laying eggs and not necessarily for hatching eggs. Over the last few hundred years, people have trained them more for just laying the eggs and not hatching them. And pigeons still have a lot closer to the wild ability and a natural brooding is the word for it, which is hatching eggs that are laid. They have a lot better sense of doing so. Pigeons kind of get a negative stigma to them because a lot of people see them as a dirty bird in the cities and stuff. You know, they're one of the few birds that goes and roosts in buildings and can become a nuisance, but really they're a good meat source. I have no problem eating them. They taste great. Just some pigeon basics for you. A lot of people like to hand feed them too, especially with a small flock like this. If you have a certain amount you want to feed them each day, you can go in there with a bucket and hand feed them. And they'll get friendlier and more used to you. But yeah, that's just some basics on pigeons. Hope you liked the video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to give a thumbs up on the video. Hope you guys all have a great day and God bless. I'm not sure if I got Bailey in the last video, so I just wanted to get him in this video. Hey Bailey, you paying attention? Hey, you paying attention? I think he wants you guys to like and subscribe to the channel. Bailey, what do you think? Come here. What do you think? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, good stretch right there. All right. I'm not sure if I got Bailey in the last video, so I just wanted to get him in this video. Hey, Bailey, you paying attention? Hey, you paying attention? I think he wants you guys to like and subscribe to the channel. Bailey, what do you think? Come here. What do you think? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, good stretch right there. All right.